SABC News, independent and impartial.
From an African perspective. Well, that was Judge Piet Koen granting postponement of the South African former President Jacob Zuma's fraud and corruption trial there. That brings the time to 12 minutes after 12 o'clock. Zambia's this Thursday going for general elections, which has been much anticipated from all fronts, as both the opposition and governing parties are already claiming victory. The election has 16 presidential candidates, but only 2 are front runners who are expected to fight tooth and nail, and the loser gets retired. Their 2 leading contenders are leaving no space for the other. We now have a summarized profile of governing Patriotic Front Edgar Lungu, done by our Zambia correspondent Arthur Davis Kopo in Lusaka.
5 years ago, in then Northern Rhodesia, now Zambia, Edgar Lungu saw his childhood in cities in the province known as Copper Belt due to its massive endowment with copper and other minerals. Lungu did his education from inception to completion at different schools and graduated with a bachelor's degree in law from the University of Zambia after he did what then used to be more of compulsory military training under the Zambia National Service. After obtaining his law credentials, he started practicing and later joined politics from the lower level. Known for his meekness when politics is considered to be for the craft ones, Lungu dates his humbleness to his family. His political career has seen highs and lows, but he has soldiered on whilst rising in various party positions such as mayor member to minister. Michael Chilufya-Sata, Zambia's 5th and now late president, brought Lungu closer even when his allies were opposed to him. After the demise of Mr. Sata in 2014, Mr. Lungu was then chosen as the governing Patriotic Front leader amid serious and dividing tension. Eventually, he was put as a presidential candidate in the 2015 poll for the Patriotic Front, and to the shock of some and the amusement of others, he beat a slightly older in politics Hakainde Hichilema of the United Party for National Development, UPND. Hichilema has lost 5 times as a presidential contender, and 2 of those 5 times to Edgar Lungu. They are again meeting on the ballot, and one of them has to retire after this race. This is Edgar Lungu's final contest, but Hakainde Hichilema's 6th contest, who has admitted to local media that should he fail this time, he will step down. In an unprecedented scenario, Zambia had a female vice president appointed by Lungu. That is just but one of the scores that Edgar Lungu has. Lungu is said by some that he is losing the support he had due to a struggling economy amidst rising cost of goods and services in a copper-rich nation.
The ruling party recognizes that this election has run away from them. They have run out of time, they have run out of support, and they have run out of luck. There is absolutely nothing which they are going to do to derail the collective resolve of the Zambian people to deliver a change of government.
But others are arguing that Hakainde Hichilema, Lungu's rival, is only growing popularity on social media and not on the ground where voters are.
The other opposition guys are saying that come and fix this and fix that. First of all, you cannot fix what you don't know.
I think President Lungu has demonstrated patriotism, nationalism, commitment to the well-being of the people. He fully appreciates and understands the plight of the people, and I think he's the right man for the job to be able to secure the interests of the people.
Political analyst and lecturer Dr. Alex Ngoma shares his view on what he feels are Lungu's strengths and weaknesses.
Dr. Lungu can actually ride on what is known as incumbency. And he has actually tried through his machinery to let this nation know that he has performed and he deserves to be given a second chance. Mr. Hichilema appears to be banking on especially the youth who are complaining about lack of jobs, lack of opportunities and things like that. That appears to be his trump card. But otherwise, the challenge Mr. Hichilema appears to face is that of, in a sense, being a loner. He's one person who has failed to work with a lot of his vice presidents in the party. He is the Secretary General. He's changed them at will, so many of them. And that doesn't seem to sit well with a lot of people. You can see even on the campaign trail for President Lungu, it's actually the machinery that has been working for him. But for Mr. Hichilema, he personally has been crisscrossing the country to campaign for himself. So the element of not really being a people person for Mr. Hichilema is a very big disadvantage.
Today, Lungu and his supporters are premised on hopes that Alebwelapo, now an adopted campaign song and slogan, meaning he is returning his presidency. Is Lungu likely to make it this Thursday as Zambia goes to the polls? Dr. Ngoma once more responds.
I can't predict whether he's winning or losing. Nobody would know that, especially because opinion polls are the ones that usually would give you some idea. But in this country, talking about opinion polls is like committing suicide. The parties don't want to respect science.
Well, the final verdict will surely be known in few days from now. Reporting for SABC's Channel Africa in Lusaka, Zambia, I am Arthur Davis, Scopo.
That report by Arthur Davis Scopo bring the time to 18 minutes after 12 o'clock. You're still tuned into Africa Midday. My name is Zikona Miso. Rwandan and Mozambican forces have taken back the center of the strategic port town of Masambuada Praia in northern Mozambique from rebel forces who had held the town.